Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to have the opportunity to share with you this morning the training that we want to conduct, which has to do with getting people started right. And at the same time, in getting people started right, we want to give you a little bit of an overview of the new announcement that was made last week in reference to the VIP kit. And we want to share with you the importance of these tools and how they're going to play an important role as we keep moving forward, especially promoting your business and promoting your events and everything else. So, Tammy, I'm excited. And I know that the holidays are just around the corner. Right after this training, Tammy and I are going to jump in the car. We're going to be driving to our hometown in Ottawa, Ontario, to spend the weekend with the family to celebrate Christmas and the holidays for many of you. So, thank you for joining us. And we really, really, really appreciate you. So, Tammy, do you want to share a few words before we begin?
Absolutely. Just excited about the holidays, and at the same time, there's so much to do with GotBackUp. Lots of exciting stuff with the VIP package, and I'm in the back end right now, working on scripting a little bit more exciting scripts that we're going to be rolling out on the boards, which we're going to talk about today. So super excited. There's just a lot of exciting things going on. And at the same time, we realize we need to chill a bit, sharpen this saw, and come back super strong as soon as the Christmas holidays over.
Absolutely. Now, as many of you may be aware, our name is Chris and Tammy. I'm Chris, and my wife is Tammy. We've been in the network marketing arena for well over well, both of us at least well over 25 years full time. We've done very, very well financially. Now, it's not about us. We're just kind of mentioning that to press upon you that what we share with you are the basic principles as to why we've been so successful in this industry. And every single one of you have the same opportunity to actually succeed into our industry of network marketing. And God Backup, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, which I believe will actually explode because of the nature of what we provide, what the company provide as a service. Now, before we begin, I just wanted to acknowledge some of you that are here. I know Rob Bakley, actually, you came in bright and early. Appreciate that. James Lee, thank you for being here. And let's see here. Michael Denny, I know that Unique Venture Income Affiliates, that's probably your company name. I appreciate you. Nice, nice for being here. We have Rita, we have Rosa, we have Paul. Thank you for joining in from the UK. This is awesome. Russ, thank you for being here. Lois, thank you for being here. Let's see here. We have Rob Narwid, and we have Urban. We have, let's see here.
We have Cheryl from the Philippines here, Chris. Hey,
Oh,
Cheryl.
really? Oh, Cheryl, wonderful. Well, thank you. I hope your trip was good and you're having a great time back home. This is absolutely awesome. So we have the Philippines in the house. We have North America in the house. I know we're probably going to have Ghana. And again, as you're posting, folks, just to mention where you are from. And also, as we're conducting this training, feel free to comment and also post your questions. If I feel that your question is a relevant question that everybody should hear about, I will probably bring it up, and so everybody to see, and we'll address them in real time. And if I do overlook one of your questions, just post it again. Sometimes, we have many screens to look at, and we're trying to monitor the messages as we're monitoring the content that we need to deliver here for you. So, Tammy, ready to get started? Oh, we have Nova Scotia. This is awesome, Gary. This is cool. Oh, Barbara Ann and Paul from Ontario. From
Singapore in the house too.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Really, really cool. Okay. Oh, we also have Larry from Edmonton. Oh, Miami. Actually, Tammy and I are going to be going in Daytona Beach at the end of the month for the next 5 months. So we're half Canadians, half Americans. Yes, we're native Canadians, but we love our American friends, and we actually live there for about 5 months out of the year. We just don't do snow. That's it. It's a decision.
And we're going to build Florida huge. So make sure you guys connect with us because we're going to create some events there.
Absolutely. So, Tammy, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and we're going to start with our boards, and we're going to turn this over to you. You tell me where you want me to go, and I will go ahead and click.
Excellent. Okay. So one of the most important things that we all need to understand and focus on is the moment you signed up a brand new person, it's all about getting them started right. And following through with also getting them started right. And we didn't have this board set up right at the beginning because we were just trying to figure it out and everything. So for those of you who were in right at the beginning, you knew that we didn't have this all set up, but it's all set up now. And it's been a while, and we want to make sure we went back to the boards training because it's always evolving. And don't think, oh yeah, I know it's on the boards, I don't need to look at it again, because it's always going to evolve, and you're just going to miss the boat because we're working on some new exciting scripts too. So as you can see, the GB boards in English, it's in French, it's duplicated in French, Spanish, and we are working on Italian. We will be adding other languages as this grows out. And so if anybody is in this session right now or catching the recording and you want to have your language done, it would be phenomenal just to have, one area where we can just plug everybody and they can just choose the languages that they want. And it's totally up to you. But Chris and I are always about one team, even though we're all building this, and you may be part of another organization, and that's perfectly fine. But I truly believe that we grow stronger together. And if we share, then everybody benefits. And that's the way we've always built our organization. And for years and years and years. So make sure that you leverage this, and you can take any of this stuff too, by the way. That's one thing about Chris and Tammy. Anybody knows Chris and Tammy, we don't hide anything. We give our stuff, because the more the more content that we create and it's given to the teams, then the more success happens for all the teams. And guess what? When everybody's succeeding, GotBackUp succeeds.
Yeah, and you know, Tammy,
succeeds, more income goes into your pockets.
yeah, on that note, Tammy, one thing I wanted to mention is again, and this is for all of you folks, because you know, Tammy and I have been building network marketing teams for decades. And the thing is, sometimes we see people that will embrace talent within their organization. But unfortunately, we're also going to see people that will try to suppress talent within their organization, feeling threatened by the talent of one of their downline leaders that may pass them. Folks, never fear a leader in your team that will pass you. Always remember, you benefit when they do well. You know, sometimes it goes back from the mindset of in school, and we have this new kid that just comes in and he just turns around and gets all the trophies and all the recognition because he has so much talent in his peaking finger that most people have in their entire body. There are people that are just born playing the piano, if you understand what I'm saying. Embrace that, because if you have the gift of having someone in your business that is more talented than you, learn from these people and embrace it. And always remember, you benefit. On that line, also mentioning that, I want to mention that when you help everybody in GotBackUp, regardless if they are in your genealogy, understand this one concept. We have what we call a cycle in a binary pay structure, which is a third way on how we get paid. I'm not going to go through this today. I just want you to understand my message here. If the company does better and their sales increase and their profit increase, it increases the value of a cycle. If a cycle increases and you happen to be cycling, I don't know, 50 times, 400 times, 1,000 times, do the math. So if a cycle goes from $4 to $5 to $6 to even $8, do you understand how much of an impact this will do to your income? So why am I sharing this? Is I want you to have the right mindset as you build this business. Because often we build this business in a me, myself, and I. I want to make money. I don't have time to support this team. I don't have time to support these people. They're not in my team. Forget this concept, because it will work against you. Embrace the concept of free information provided to everyone. And that's what Tammy was sharing earlier. And that's what we do. I wanted to underline that, because this is probably one of the main reasons why we've done so well. We've always freely done everything. We don't hide things with password because you're not in our team. I'm telling you, embrace that philosophy and the karma. And not only that, but it just gets it's a better ecosystem that will benefit everyone. So just want to mention that. So tell me, back to you. So go ahead and I'll drive and you tell me where to go.
Awesome. So, and again, this platform is to help you and guide you and to be able to teach you how to do this business as well. And it's just going to create a lot of simplicity for you, a lot. And so let's go right into the English, because everything is pretty well duplicated. So the very first folder, it's called Getting Started Guide. That is so critical, because you want to get people started the right way. So click on that, Chris. We're not going to go into detail on everything, you guys, because we don't have the time. But I highly recommend through the holidays, take a look at it. And we're always evolving and always growing. We love feedback from the field as well. And remember, there's certain ways you may say something and somebody else says it totally different. Some people prefer formal, some people prefer friendly. You can always adjust. Always remember that. So the very first thing, the moment you sign somebody up, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to congratulate them, right? So click on the congratulation message. So all you need to do is you can see a share link on the top, or you can copy and paste it and share it, okay? Because there is a paid account with boards. For those of you who are familiar, you can only send so many, you can only share so many of these messages, and then they want you to upgrade, but you don't have to. Okay, so you can copy paste stuff and have that readily available. So you want to put their name when you say congratulations, and look at the message. Please look at the message, because you want to make sure it's something that you're comfortable saying. If it makes sense to you, you don't want to reinvent the wheel, of course, but you want to make it friendly as a conversation that you would have with somebody. So you want to send that. That's the first thing you send. And then, of course, they're going to respond to you. This is interactive, by the way. You don't just throw all these messages out to somebody. You don't do this. You're working with your team members. It's one step at a time. Okay, so you send that message to John. John responds, says, hey, thanks, I'm so excited. Then you send them the next step, which is, if you go out of that.
Actually, Tammy, just before you step out of this, one thing I want to mention, some of you may have English major and you may have a different way to communicate. Don't think that this is written on stone and this is exactly what you have to use. Here's an advice I can share with you here. If you use, for example, ChatGPT, or if you use, Tammy and I are doing a new tool called NowSite, and there's a lot of things that we do that will actually take whatever you do and evolve and improve the language and add more words or vocabulary or whatever you want. My point here, you can cut and paste that into ChatGPT. I know that's free for everybody. Everybody can access that. And well, the free version anyway. And then from there, just say, I would like you to change this message into an inspiring message and add this, or that. And then cut and paste a message under bracket and send it over and let ChatGPT spit it out. And it's amazing what it'll come out. Again, it's just food for thought for you as you're processing this information here today. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, and Gary just asked a question. I'm responding to it right away because this is part of the process, Gary. You're going to love this. Okay, so step number 1 is the first step that you're going to send them. And the goal is for them to create their link. So this gives them instructions on how to create their prospecting link. Okay, so they replace the your ID with their username that they created, and then it instructs them to send that back to you as their leader. So they've gone through this step. Okay, so once that step is finished, then you go to step number 2. And step number 2 is to make sure they're set up on Telegram. And once they're in the Telegram group, what are you going to do in the Telegram group? You're going to celebrate them. You're going to congratulate them. You're going to welcome them. And everybody participates. Okay, so go out of that, Chris. After that's done, then you send them the next step, which is step number 3, which is the boards. Okay, how to access the boards. It gives you instructions how to do that. Once they have the boards all set up and they let you know that the boards is all done, then you can take them to step number 4. And then now at this process is about their goals, finding out what they want to achieve. What's their target? What's their income target? Okay, in conversation. So it says, share your target income with me, and I will help you to be accountable. Okay, so now you're working with them on their goals. So go right into step number 5, Chris, in the conversation. So this is to link into your back office and to watch the welcome message. I don't know if any of you have gone through this. I know the moment we clicked on and got all our information, Chris and I were both in our back offices that evening, and we were going through the videos, understanding the comp plan. Like, did we get it right away? No, we might have had to go back and watch things a couple times more. But that's all part of the learning process in the business. So you want to make sure your team members are engaged in this process, because if they're not, the last thing you want to be doing is contacting people and chasing them. You got to constantly, you got to ask people where they're at, what they want to achieve with this. Because if you know their targets, then you're in the process of moving them forward. Okay, so step number 6, which is Very important. Step number 6 is to start talking to people. Okay. And there are some scripts in other folders that we wanted to share with you. But here are some examples of some targets, how many people you would need to talk to if you wanted to make a $500 income your very first month, right? Or it could be your second month. Maybe your first month, you're just kind of getting their feet wet. So it's giving people an idea of targets, what they would need to do, the work that's involved. And everybody's different, you guys. Like Chris said, some people just sit in front of the piano and they just play. And some people, it takes a while for them to figure it out. And you'll learn that as you get to know your team members and their actions, right? So go back to step number.
Before you continue there, one thing I wanted to mention here, team, is from time to time, remember, things evolve, thing changes. We have a new VIP kit that was introduced. I mean, we're going to be adding a lot of this stuff as we keep moving forward, but you don't need to wait for us to do this. You can just grab this stuff, see the foundation of what's there, and add the content. And again, change the wording as you see fit. So just thought of adding this as you were sharing this, Tammy. Back to you.
All right. So the next step is very important. We want to make sure people are learning how to set up their tools, right? So click on that, Chris, and click on the first one using your GotBackUp service. Okay, so it gives you some information on where to go, how to navigate digital tools. You go to GotBackUp, you go use this tools. So you learn a little bit about it, and then go to the next step. Click on the next step.
Oh, you want me to get out of here, Tammy?
Below, yeah. No, go to the bottom one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
oh, yeah,
the moment you go into installation videos, that is where you learn step by step. And I highly recommend you get your team members to do the steps. You don't want to be chasing people, and you don't want to be babysitting people. You know, one of the biggest things people tend to do, especially, growing up, we've learned the word very well. I don't know how, I don't know how, I don't know how. And automatically people create this block. I don't know how, because it's something new, right? So you want to make sure that they go through each installation step. The videos are there, you guys. The videos are there. Many times we have helped people get set up. And obviously we realized that they didn't even watch the videos, right? Because that was on the video. So if you have a Mac or you have a Windows, you have steps, and each step, video step, it tells you what to do in that step. It's so well done. It's so well done. I've walked a friend through who she knows nothing about technology. She doesn't even know what to do with her own phone. I love her to death. And we've been friends for so long. She wanted to quit. She came over to my house, and I sat down with her and I said, I'm not going to do it for you. I said, watch video number 1. I did nothing, you guys. She did the step. Video number 2, she did the step. Video number 3, I was sitting right beside her. And then after it was done, she goes, oh my God, that was so easy. I didn't even have to be here.
And Tammy, I want to mention also, I'm very grateful for Ann Turnbull. She's very quiet, super modest, but it's what we call leadership level 5. She's always in the background, but she will do the things that everybody benefits. And Ann, I just want to kind of tell you that we really appreciate the work that you've done in originally setting that up. But just on that note, guys, for example, if you look at, let's see, synchronous number video 3, how to sync local folder to your GotBackUp right here. Well, let me show you a little example where if I click on, for example, okay, these are the files that are synchronized. Okay. And whenever I drop something into my desktop or documents or download or by the way, I still have my Dropbox, but I'm transferring all of my Dropbox, and there's so many gigs of data there as I'm doing this as I move along during, day to day. But I transfer directories from my Dropbox into my GotBackUp. And what's happening here is, I mean, I got a lot of, right? So what's happening is I'm starting to migrate and transcend to have all of my files throughout the GotBackUp service. So I want you guys to be aware that 90%, I would say 99% of the time when I train someone, it's because they've never seen those videos. And they're really, really well done. And it will walk you through. And what I just shared with you is actually shown over here. How do I synchronize folder? I'm not all that interested in backing up my computer. Why? Because I have a local drive here that's been doing that for a long time, and it updates all the time. But what I'm interested in is every time I do files that I add a file, a picture, a document, whatever it is in my download or my documents or whatever, it's automatically synchronizing it to the GotBackUp. And then I use my phone as a portal to access these files all the time. So again, the more you use a service, the more value it creates. And that's what Tammy is trying to share with you here, is you need to make sure that your team don't just sign up to make money. Yes, it's part of the process, but the backup service is phenomenal. It's a really good service. And it goes beyond. It's way beyond it. I've got backup service, by the way. We'll share that with you in a moment. But back to you, Tammy.
All right. So if you go into the other video, or the other part, yeah, you got it. Okay. So you can see use this tools. This is where you can add other members as well, and keep an eye on the amount of terabytes, where you are at in what you have for your 6 terabytes. You can always upgrade if you fill that up. I think most people will not, but some will, right? So, and you can see on the bottom, you've got also watch installation video for the Mac and the Windows. So yep, that's right there. And best practices.
I don't remember what this is.
How to set up the software, the best practices. There's video for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a video that we did. That's
created. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So let's go to the next folder, Chris, and we're going to do this faster because I'm looking at the time. As I mentioned, we're not going to go through everything. So you've got the installation, you got the installing GotBackUp. We kind of went through some of that stuff. Let's go to the prospect messages, because I was just playing with that on ChatGPT and having some fun, and just redid some of these messages on like a friendly, an inspiring, friendly way of saying these messages. So the first one, let's say phone call follow-up, intro and link. So if you click on that first message on the top, Chris, did you want to respond?
It's okay. I was typing, but yes. I mean, this board is online. Okay, so you don't need any specific operating system. This is running on Safari, by the way. But at the end of the day, it's really designed to be utilized on a cell phone, right? It's designed for the portability. And by the way, thank you. There's 2 of you that just registered, and this is beautiful. You see, this is what's nice about real time, right? You can register, and it's really straightforward. So back to my point here is, it doesn't matter what you use as long as you have the app installed on your phone, or if you go to your board online, you just log in with the same account that you log in through your cell phone, and then it will give you access to all the data that's available here. So back to you, Tammy.
All right, so you can see all of these messages here, and you can go through them. And like we said, some people prefer formal. Some people, it depends on who you're talking to as well. Like I talk different to different friends of mine based on their background and how much I know them, and so I'm going to adjust my messages a little bit, but these are so simple to copy and paste. And I just copy paste these messages, and I just put in ChatGPT, and I put create this message with inspiration and a friendly tone. And I got some phenomenal stuff that I could put out there as well. But you can do the same thing, right? It depends on who you're speaking with. But this is a fundamentals on what you need to do. So you've got the phone call follow up. I talk to somebody on the phone. They say, hey, that sounds really interesting. And they say, send me some information. So I would send them that link, that message. Phone call, I did the phone call, and then I've got the follow-up intro and the link. So, you don't really have to think about it. You just copy, paste, and send. If you like it the way it is, if you want to adjust it a bit, and then sign up for more details. If you wanted to get people to sign up, you've already in conversation, you want to get them to sign up, you link, you just put your, remove your ID in brackets, remove the brackets too, and just put your username that you created, right? And easy send. And then you called them and you weren't able to get a hold of them, that's a message there. The next one, you called them, no answer, intro message, and you wanted to send them the link at the same time. All right. So more detailed information about GotBackUp intro. You can copy that and send that to somebody. You know a lot of the people that you're personally connecting with, whether they're more detailed, whether they're, just, excited people and want to be part of something. It's all there.
And remember, you can use the content, dump it into ChatGPT with a comment of what you want ChatGPT, try to say that 3 times in a row, and let it spit out an answer and play with it. I'm telling you, it will blow your mind sometimes how accurate this thing can be, because it doesn't just take your message. It also has a reference of what it finds online related to GotBackUp, related to GVO, related to all of these things, and you can massage it as you see fit. So I just wanted to underline this again, which I know, Tammy, you touched on.
Yeah, I know it's hard to see because it's small. I'm kind of looking myself trying to figure all this out, but our message is really to go through the boards and get familiar with what's available for you to play with, and you can create your own if you want. But I highly recommend, the power of duplication is so important. People need to be able to find a platform where they can just grab and go. I'm a grab and go kind of girl. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this stuff because I want to get as many people in this business as I can. And I want to plug them into a system, and a system that works. Right?
I agree.
So that's what's important. So there's your prospecting message. So I recommend to go through that stuff. And then if we
Let me answer a question here, Tammy, for James.
Yeah.
James, if you have a hard time installing, sometimes, I don't know why this happens, but my recommendation here is, if you're having a problem on the app, simply get rid of the app again, right? And just kind of go through the process one more time. Sometime, I don't know what it is, but sometimes that works, right? You try to install, you get an error message, just get rid of the app and redo it again. And again, I mean, there is not one case have not been able to help. Sometimes there's issue with the network. Sometimes there's operating systems. There's so many things. Sometimes you need to change some of your settings. With Apple devices today, I think every phone's probably standard. You need to agree to the terms. You need to agree to have this application running on your phone. I mean, the security, it's becoming a nightmare. So companies are obviously trying to notify users. So there's so many things that can happen, but I assure you the software work. Okay. So we can come back to that maybe on the later note. Back to you, Tammy.
All right. So opportunity presentation. This is really important. I remember, Chris, when you and I got involved in the industry, 20 some odd years ago. And I remember the leaders telling us, and I remember Chris telling me at one point, we were sitting down for breakfast. He said, Tammy, if you want people to take you serious, you need to learn how to present. And I remember how nervous I was. But I started presenting, and I started getting better and better and better and better. And he was absolutely right. People take you more serious when you're out there making it happen. And so I highly recommend to learn the presentation. So it's all there for you. So Chris, if you want to go back, opportunity presentation, click on the folder. And there you go. There's the PowerPoint itself. And You can do in-home presentations. You can have that sitting in front of you on your phone when you're sitting in a coffee shop with somebody, but just learn how to connect with them and present to them. Okay, the more presenters we have in Got Backup, the more millionaires will be created. And write that down. If you are going to master anything, master your presentations, right? So that's something you want to be doing on a regular basis. Those who are spending most of their time connecting and presenting, they're the top producers in any company. And here's your video for the anybody who asks, how secure is this? Send it to them. You know, you got everything there that's available. So, you know, you don't have to ask your leader or anybody in groups, how do I find this? Where do I get that? If you train them from the beginning and show them what's on the boards, then it's going to free up your time to build your business. And it is exactly what you want to do. You don't want to be the message for people. Okay. You want them to go and learn themselves. All right. So going back to, let me see, we've got some recorded webinars there that your team members can access. You can see, you can go through that yourself. There's training calls, a whole bunch of them that are still there. So any calls that you missed, I highly recommend to go back. Be a student. Even if you think you know, be a student, because sometimes somebody's going to say something that's going to change everything for you. And that's happened to us so many times. Even though we know what we know, sometimes it's said in a different way that just clicks. And all of a sudden, things start to evolve in your communication skills or whatever it is. And Chris and I have always believed in being a student. We're still a student. We're a student to the Eric Worre Mastermind. We've been a student with John C. Maxwell in leadership courses. We've done lots of things. We invested so much money over the years to improve ourselves so that we can become better leaders. So if you're looking to be a great leader, invest in yourself, but get to know all of this stuff. I mean, all this stuff is laid out for you for free.
Yeah. And one thing that I would suggest here, guys, is the credit card payment. The reason was that, and again, thank you to Anne and whoever has helped Anne with this is there is issues in certain markets. Like I know, for example, in Nigeria, it's a little difficult to use an American transaction with American credit card, and there is some alternatives here to be aware of. And I've been able to sign up some wonderful leaders because of this information, and it works. Now, what's really exciting, and I'm sure this is going to be added on as it unfolds, but at the moment, we are able to sign up people through crypto, right? Through crypto tokens. Now, there is some restrictions on what we can do and what we can buy. For example, you can do monthly at the moment. It can only be yearly. But again, folks, it's evolving. It's really evolving. And this crypto world, which we know is the future of our currency and the way we're going to be exchanging goods to one another. My point here is now countries that are sanctioned and all of these challenges that our governments and the environments are imposing on us to be able just to live our lives normally. Well, now there's ways around that, and people can still make money despite what's going on because of the crypto portal. So there's a lot of things that are coming in, and GotBackUp is very diligent in following the rules and regulations of all the countries and everything else. So my point in saying that is you want to stay plugged in, and this is what we try to do. So when we get someone started, we want to make sure that first of all, let's get the getting started process. And as we evolve, and we'll finish with the VIP kit here to give you a little bit of a rundown on what's available. We're not going to do a training on it because we're as new as you are, but I'm very intuitive with a lot of these things, and I want to share with you how I intend to utilize that to build my business. So maybe Tammy, maybe one thing I'd like to mention here on trainings, we have a lot of different trainings that you can use. For example, prospecting, your 4 core beliefs. We give you the PowerPoint and the actual training video that you can listen to on YouTube. It's all here. Okay. So the point of this training today is, if you want success in your business, don't just sign up someone and then walk away and let them fend for themselves. Think of it as an infant, a newborn infant. We do understand they're not going to fend for themselves. You got to take care of them, at least for the first, well, it's more than first 6 months when you leave with a baby, if you understand my analogy. But, you understand my point is that you got to stay close to your people. You want to create maybe a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group or a Facebook Messenger group and have your leaders in that group and start sharing. And by the way, where you're aware of this, oh, do you know there's something? Oh, there's a training on Saturday just before the day of Christmas Eve. Oh, by the way, there's a presentation on Friday. There's a training on Monday at 7:30. I'm talking Eastern time here. There's so many things that are available to you. Your job is to click and point, direct people to the direction, to information. Now, understand that maybe some people will never read. Some people will never go out a link. Some people will never log in. Some people will never install anything. They will never do anything. And that's okay. Your job is not to force them to do it. Your job is to guide them to do it. Then it's up to them to do it. So someone can say, well, I signed up, never made any money. Well, just a minute. What did you do? So the fact here is we have a lot of trainings to help you, orient you, and give you the guidance that you need. So back to you, Tammy. And if you want to end on this, go ahead.
Yeah, so you can check out how to make money. You can check out the presentation, GotBackUp presentations. I know they're all in your virtual office as well. With GotBackUp, but it's available there. There's some team stuff available that you'll see during the day. I know that Dr. KOA does a presentation.
Oh yeah, he does a great training also, a presentation on Sunday. So that is really important. And folks, just as we end here, understand, pour les gens qui sont francophones ici, certains d'entre vous qui sont francophones, qui parlent français, qui ne comprennent pas anglais, sorry folks, I'm just spending a few words in French in case there's some French people here. Toute l'information ici est en français. Fait que tout ce que vous avez besoin est disponible ici. So I was just speaking in French here, sharing that this is the French information. And this is Espanol. Unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, but there's a lot of great content here. And understand, folks, that these content are modified, and it's possible some things might be a little outdated. And here's the thing. If you find something that's outdated, let us know. Maybe mention it in our Telegram group or private us message, and we will attend to it right away. Because remember, we don't have employees doing this. We're doing this ourselves as we are building our businesses. And by the way, you see the number when we started the call was at 383. Now it's 387. So some of you are connecting. That's exactly what we want you to do, is plug into the information. It is free. It is there to help you grow your business. It can make you millions. And I'm not kidding when I'm saying that any little bit. So Tammy, is there anything else that you want to add before I shift over to GotBackUp?
No, that's there's one question on the boards link. How do I join boards? So if you could put the boards link.
Yeah, I did already. In fact, when we started the call, it's been there, and that's the reason where folks are able to get in. Okay. So the link has been
again, or
let me see.
They don't have to go and chase
the let me just go back and copy the link. I'm going to post it again here, and here you are. Okay. So again, these are here to support you. Okay. Now, again, just to reiterate the fact that we don't hire translators to do this. This is all done from our free time. So, and we all have our businesses to build. But if we all participate and we all take 1 grain of salt, and there's 1,000 of us that takes 1 grain of salt, and we put it in one particular location, what happens? Well, we're starting to create an environment where there's a bit of salt, right, that's being built. There's 1,000 people that brought a grain of salt. What about 10,000? You understand my meaning, right? That's in fact the concept as to why I believe GotBackUp will be absolutely massive, right? Again, thinking of Dropbox, 700 million, they never paid a soul. They were giving free space. Imagine when you're spending GotBackUp is giving this amazing opportunity. Once this thing starts hitting momentum, folks, instead of using Dropbox, you use GotBackUp and you get paid and you continue to do what you do. You may have other opportunities that you're building. You might be other things that you do, whatever it is. But GotBackUp will always be here to back you up. regardless if it is your stuff, your software, or your finances. So let's shift over to GotBackUp. And this is my account. And what it is I want to share with you is, again, reiterate the information that Tammy talked about. And if you click on the GotBackUp icon here, pointing down, all the videos are here. Sorry. And installation videos are here, right? So when you click on that, that's what Tammy was talking about, right? On the picture that was shared earlier. So you have the Mac version, you have the Windows version. If you have an iPhone, or if you happen to have an Android device, again, the information is here, and it's really, really, really accurate, really accurate. So you got to stress the importance of your people to at least listen to the first three. And if you know they're not going to go watch the videos, well, set an appointment with them and show them how to do it. So do it yourself. And it's a really simple process, right? If you happen to be on GotBackUp, like I said, on a Mac, I mean, that's how it looks like, right? If you happen to be on the PC, it'll be at the bottom here somewhere. Okay. So it's a really straightforward thing. Now, let me
Click
shift.
on welcome, Chris, for 1 second.
Say again?
Click on the welcome, because as soon as your partners get started, you want them to click on the welcome right away. And they need to watch this video so that they get an orientation of what's available to them. And so that is step number one. And if you're guiding them as a leader, then they'll move towards a goal. They will move towards something if you're guiding them right from the beginning. If you sign somebody up and you just kind of let it go, they're going to wander. And often people who wander, it's hard to get them back focused from the day they got started. So it's really to step into our job as leaders at signing somebody up. The moment you sign one person up, it's not about you anymore. And I always teach that to people. That's that big circle, that big circle with your name, that you're excited, you're new. But the moment you sign somebody up, you're responsible to help that person get over the line of fear, of not knowing what to do, all of that stuff, right? And that's what a great leader does. Now, have we ever signed somebody up and they just went missing in action? Absolutely. I mean, this happens, but at least the effort is made to get them started right.
Now that we've covered that, you can also, I mean, this call is recorded, right? And if I may suggest, is if you go to, let's see here. If you go to the YouTube, can't type this morning, to the YouTube account, and then you simply select the GotBackUp portal. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. I suggest that you subscribe. Why do I suggest that? Because the moment a training starts, you get a notification, not just you, but whoever in your downline is subscribed into this. And I noticed that, I think it was James earlier was talking about the Facebook group for GotBackUp. You also need to be part of that. This is the culture of the company, and you want to stay close to the fire. Okay. And by the way, I apologize. I had the wrong flyer here. I had a presentation flyer for a training this morning. So I'll change that a little later. But the point is that everything that's taking place, see, Mark does an amazing presentation, right? Noah does a great presentation in French, right? Linda does a great presentation on the training concept, and it goes on and on and on. Joel does an amazing presentation on Wednesday night. Right. So there's so many things that are available. So this is a presentation that we've done in one of our Tuesdays. And is there any one of you that, wants to be part of this and you want to contribute to the community, by all means, let's communicate with Joel and say, hey, we'd like to add another language or another presenter, because the more language, the more presence and the more opportunity we provide to everybody. Especially if you have a good hold on the presentation. So the point here is subscribe. Really, really important. So let's go back as we end this session here today on the VIP package that was recently announced. Now, I'm not going to do a training, but I want to just give you an idea of how important these tools are. Okay. One thing that is very important here is this custom domain. This is a very powerful tool. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, dismiss it. But if you do understand what I'm talking about, folks, this is very useful. Let's say I have like GoDaddy. Some of you have maybe other companies, and you have all these domains. I have about 15 domains that I buy that I pay every single year. I've been having this in some cases for 15 years. But you want your domain to remain into that with that company, but you can actually have your domain redirected. And again, I'm not going to do a training here today, but this is where you would do it. So if let's say you bought a domain called like Tammy got GotBackUp Pro, okay? So she turned around and she took that domain and she redirected it over here. So now whenever you do things, and I'll show with you some of the promo page and everything else you can create, you can have the domain that you created to point to that. Okay. If you don't understand, folks, just dismiss it. If you do understand it, that's a powerful tool. Here's another thing that's really important. Okay. The custom promo page. So, you know, when you go to the GotBackUp, let me just create another page here. Let me just cut and paste this for 1 second. Let me bring this over here. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I just trying to duplicate something. I don't have to log in and log out every time. Okay, so let's say when you go into use these tools, go back up, use this tool. Oh, sorry, not this one. English. Okay, so in this case, there's many other languages that are out there, right? And you know these funnels that you create that are pre-designed for you. Well, now you can create your own. And the fact here is, if you go to your VIP package here, well, you can choose to the language you want. You can change all the text. They have some templates here that you're doing. Again, I'm not doing a training here. And you got some great videos to watch on how to do this stuff. This is a page builder. So if you're speaking in Greek or Chinese or Mandarin or Cantonese or whatever, you can do all of this here. You don't need to wait for GotBackUp to create like they did here in the past, where they have they have all the different. You can create your own now. This is so powerful, right? So you can create your own promo page as you see fit, and you can add the content that you want. You can be a video, and again, it depends on some of the things. There's some logic as to why sometimes you want a video, sometimes you want to have images, sometimes you don't want images. You just want to have their name and their email. The conversion, if you do some ad campaigns, it goes a lot faster. Again, just some different reasoning, but you have options here, right? Rank promo page. This is very powerful, right? So what's happening here is that you can create an actual page based on certain ranks, and there's some templates over here, right? There's some of my my personals that are doing fantastic, right? So my point here is that you can create those, and this page can actually be promoted. And as you're saying, hey, I want to congratulate my friend, and this could be an ad campaign, or you can do this organically. And Tammy, I don't know if you're watching. I'm not sure if there's any questions or anything like this, but we'll address them as we go forward. But you can actually promote this page. And as you're promoting someone in your team that just evolved from, let's say, from a platinum to a Sapphire 1, for example, or whatever the situation may be, then someone says, oh, that's cool. And then you have the opportunity to opt in. So that's another tool that's available. And here's another thing that's really, really cool here is memory place. For example, recently we did an event in Toronto. Okay. Now, unfortunately, that tool was not available at that time, but I just created an event memory. And what I did is I posted in a group, and I asked folks to post the pictures that they had that I didn't have on my cell phone. So the result of that is everybody started posting, the different pictures from their angle, right? It goes to another page here. And then you can make that public. And again, I'm not doing a training on all of this, but I want you to understand how powerful these things are. If let's say you have a wedding that's taking place, right? You can create an event, and you can have that wedding promoted throughout your organization, or should say towards your family members, with a QR code, and simply have them scan the QR code or whatever. So my point here is you can have all these events here, and eventually you can make it private or you can make it public. Okay, so right now it's public. So again, I really recommend that you stay tuned, because Tammy and I are going to be doing some trainings tonight. Here's another thing that's really, really cool: the video streaming. So Tammy and I are doing all these videos, right? Joel came to when he came to our home in November. We did this little video, and I'm just having fun with it, right? Yes, I need to work on my midsection. I'm aware. So, but the fact here is I had the Hulk behind me, so just had fun with it. All right. So what's going on here, folks? What's important is these tools are very powerful, and not only that, but one thing that we did is I had a little welcome message for my co-op leads. So when I click on that, okay, and I click on embed, well, I actually can take the URL, and this URL can be embedded into my message that are going to be sent to my co-op leads. Folks, this is so powerful. So now there's a place, and you can also share within your social media as you see fit. So this is the VIP is really powerful. And there is more to it than this, folks, because now you can actually sign up people using crypto. I touched on that earlier. You have an internal wallet over here. Right now, my wallet is empty because I didn't put any funds on this. But let's say you have some folks that are having an issue with credit cards. You can fill your wallet with some funds, and you can actually sign them up through these funds. Again, I'm not going through a training with that, but there's so many things here that are available as we keep evolving. Okay, so this is something I highly recommend. I know there's a promotion right now on the VIP, and folks, to be honest, the reality here. Let me just stop the screen for a minute. The reality here is Tammy and I have been utilizing third-party tools to store our videos, to do email campaigns, and it's costing us hundreds, not $20, hundreds of dollars a month. That's what it costs. But in the ecosystem of GotBackUp, it's all included. It's all within your portal. So that is a very powerful tool as you keep promoting your business. So folks, in closing, what's important here is if you're not sure, don't distance yourself from the information. Find out what's going on by attending these kind of trainings. And I know Linda does a wonderful training on Monday. Unfortunately, I have another call at the same time, so I can never attend, but I can listen to the recordings, right? So take advantage of the calls that are available to you to educate you, and don't just wait on someone else to learn it for you. If you want to be successful in your business, you have to take the lead. You don't need to learn how the engine works. You just need to learn an expression is put the key in ignition. I know now we don't have keys in ignition anymore. Everything is wireless. You click a button and you start once you have your fob with you. My point here, you just need to learn how to start the engine to be able to go forward. And we're giving you a map on where to go to the destination that you need to go. And that's what these trainings are all about. So Tammy, as we end this session here, maybe there's some questions that might have been posted here that I did not see. Was there any?
I just want to say thanks for everybody answering these questions as we're going through the training. What a team. You guys are so awesome. Just taking the initiative. That's true leadership. So thank you for that. I don't know if there's any that we were missing. The boards, yes, free version of the boards for sure. And you can always copy and take the messages from the board. So you don't have to have a paid. I do because I use it a lot and I just send stuff. And, when you start making money, you invest in your business, right? It's all tax deductible when you're running a business. So yeah.
Yeah. So again, Rosa has a question here. Yes, this information will show up into your virtual GotBackUp back office. After you activate, obviously, because these features activate once you get it, right? And Tammy and I paid for the year. It gives you 2 months for free. And folks, you know what's going on with all of this? It's a win-win for everybody. It's a powerful tool that is super useful that will contribute to your efforts in promoting your business. In the same time, it increased the company's profitability. If you recall on the call at the beginning, as your company's profitability increases, the share of your cycles increases and everybody benefits. And it goes beyond that. There's obviously the direct commission and the matching check. But I'm telling you, folks, this is huge. The VIP package is not necessary if you don't want it. If you just want to build with the GotBackUp service, by all means, do that. And in fact, some people have done very well. Hey, listen, we've made thousands of dollars just with the $10 a month, if that's just what you want. But for those of you that want to go to the extra mile, activate it. But don't feel that you have to. It's like you look at a menu. What do you want on the menu? Do you want this or that? Do you want the supreme pizza or you want the basic pizza? I mean, it's a choice. So don't feel pressured to do these things. But what's happening is the world is evolving and we need tools. Tools cost money. And if GotBackUp doesn't have it, I got to buy it somewhere else. But if GotBackUp has it, let's keep it in home. Let's keep the money home. And that point, increase the company's profitability, which the company share their profits with its field leaders and associates. It's a brilliant concept. So in closing, folks, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, a happy holiday. Take this time to relax and sharpen the saw on the video that Tammy now just recently did. And then let's come back full force and let's run with this thing.
Yes, Kim, I just want to answer this question because the VIP package is commissionable and you want to make sure if you guys are going to build this, make an effort to go VIP. I'm always aim high. This is the way I function. Aim high, learn. You're not going to invest in that VIP package and be left to dry. We're all learning together and growing together. These tools are phenomenal and they're in-house, like Chris said, which is fantastic. I mean, it's not difficult to learn. I'm not a person who's very techie, and I'm proactive more than ever now because I'm realizing it's not so hard, right? So often we create in our minds that things are so hard, but invest in yourself, invest in your business. It's all tax deductible. And if you want your team members to work at a VIP level, then you want to invest in the VIP level. You want to make that investment in yourself. You are worth it and you can do it. And we're going to be doing trainings, a lot of trainings that are going to be geared towards this stuff. So when you show up for class, you learn, okay? So it's so important to show up and learn how to do this. And don't let the I don't know how stop you from being the best version of yourself. VIP all the way. That's my thing. I've always aimed high. And the reason we are where we are today is because I've always aimed high. And yeah, so have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas holiday season with your family and take the time, sharpen the saw, make those connections and keep conversations open so that you can have those conversations when Christmas is over. Because I'm telling you, people are hurting. They need this.
So don't fall asleep at the wheel because I know when the holiday hits, sometimes it's hard. And it's hard to get the engine started again. Don't fall asleep at the wheel, folks. So listen, have a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. We really, really appreciate you here. And we want the best for you in 2023 and 2024. So Tammy, it was a real pleasure to share here today. Huh? And thank you again for all the feedback, the comments, and all the contribution. If we did not answer your question, folks, let's just connect through our social media platforms, through our messengers, and through our LinkedIn or whatever. I have memory blank here. Telegram, WhatsApp, whatever it is. And let's connect to make sure we can address whatever it is that you need. So don't be alarmed if you don't get everything.
Yeah, and if you're asking
keep going week after week after week. So,
and if you're asking about the VIP information, you're getting emails on a constant basis on the VIP stuff. The moment you go into your back office, you're going to get information on the VIP stuff. So just go through it and learn. You can go monthly, you can go yearly. You can start monthly, go yearly after. There's many things that you can do. Just go through it and learn what it's about.
Okay,
well,
now we
happy holiday. No, we got to get on the road. Seriously.
Yeah, we got to get on the road here. Okay, everybody have yourself a great holiday, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.